it just delayed some of the other leaders getting here. So we're still going to do a live Q&A. I'm sure there's other leaders, like I see some other leaders on here that can help with answering questions. But we're still going to go ahead and go forward with that. And have some other leadership weigh in on stuff as well. So you've got me and Stacey tonight, and we are live from Park City, Utah. So I'll show you guys the snow here in a minute. So like I said, tonight's call is going to be sort of just questions, whatever you guys want to discuss, whatever you guys need help with. That's what we want to help you with. So first and foremost, I want, as we've been doing the last several times, go post on your Facebook wall, go post in your team groups, hashtag it True Power Hour, and let everybody know that you're here and you're excited and you're ready to learn and go, go, go. So that's your assignment for right this second. Make sure you hashtag it True Power Hour, because then the second assignment is going to be to go interact on each other's posts.
Laura, she's got till about 8:30. There really is no service here, is there?
No. Okay, so while you guys are doing that, I'm going to take you on a quick tour too. So Jonathan, I think Jonathan Brister might be here. So we have somebody else. Okay, so we're staying at this house. I don't know how well you guys can see. And there's Jonathan Brister. So first assignment, Karen, is we're just going and posting on our walls and our team groups, anywhere that you can, about the Power Hour, hashtagging it True Power Hour, to remind everybody to hop on with us. And then out here, I don't know if you guys can see, but look at all the snow. And we have a hot tub that's buried underneath the snow. But it's beautiful. We're loving it. And do a Q&A with us? And all your infinite wisdom. Okay, so we are posting about True Power Hour. As you get that done, please make sure you say done.
My nose has stopped running since the day.
Stacey, stay tuned.
This is the stairs.
Yeah, that's what you have to take your bag up. Oh yeah, I want to show you guys
Everybody can leave their bags and mire if they want
the
to.
massive staircase. I don't know if you guys can see,
I don't know.
it's a little small. I mean, I walked across it. It was probably fun.
It's kind of sketchy.
It's always safe though.
We have Darren working on food. There's a gondola that goes to the top of Park City Mountain.
Sorry, I muted us because we were having other conversations. I didn't want to distract anybody from what we were doing. Yeah, you're good. Okay, so then obviously go search that hashtag and go share your excitement with some of the other people that are here with us, so that we can get those posts bumped up, let people know that we're here and we're excited. And then we will move on. How many are there tonight? There's currently 54 people on here with us. Jennifer's doing power hour at the gym.
That is the only stairs.
I know, I told you those are the only stairs we have. No, don't drink too much. Good Lord, I wouldn't lie to you. Emmy, we are.
There's no way you can drink and walk up these stairs.
No, we are posting that we are on Power Hour and excited and hashtagging it True Power Hour. And then we are going and interacting, searching the hashtag True Power Hour and sharing our excitement with others.
It's like a maze.
And as you're getting done, post done. First come, first serve. You shouldn't have gone to Walmart.
I'm not giving you your granny beans.
I think they're more amused than we are.
Yeah, the boys are liking our little snow palace that we're standing in. Hey, look at in the pantry and in the fridge. Just look.
That was a gay, really. Down the bottom's funniest. There's some weed.
Jonathan, we're on a power hour.
Why am I not finding any?
Okay, so I'm seeing people say done, so we're just gonna go ahead and move on. What questions can we take tonight? We wanted this to be a live interactive Q&A session. What do you need help with? What do you need clarification on? There's tons of us on here now, so should be plenty of people to help with answering those questions. Lindsay said you guys should do a cute prank on Jonathan.
I had a snake at home. I should have bought it. A plastic snake.
Questions, guys? Anything at all? Anything you want to discuss? Anything you want to talk about?
I don't have a question. I'm just going to share real quick. We have the most amazing Dollar Tree in Vincent. If you live in Vincent, you got to visit the Dollar Tree. But I went and got these little cards, 8 of them for $1, which I think is pretty cheap. And then I've ordered off of Amazon these little inspirational cards. Like this one says, "You're better than a unicorn because you're real." And I'm going to send it out to all of my downline that enrolls someone this month. So they were actually, I felt like pretty cheap for them. And then I got these little Bloom encouragement cards, but they just all say like, "You're the best, you're perfect, and just, you are straight up magic." So I thought they were cute to send to my downline this month when they enroll someone.
That's awesome. That's a good idea.
And out of your book and recognizing all of my downline every day, and amazing thing ever. And it takes like 2 minutes. I mean, it takes no time at all to recognize them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know that Stacey said you didn't have very long, so do you want to answer a couple questions before you have to run, Laura?
Sure. I've got another call at 8:30, so definitely.
Somebody, what do you do for follow-up? When someone orders, I tell them exactly how to take the product, what to expect. Follow up with them week 2, 3, and 4. Is that too little, too much? After every 4, I follow up every 3 weeks. So, any thoughts on that, Laura?
I always watch their tracking. Like as soon as their tracking is posted, I will send it to them, and then I watch their tracking also. And the way that I do follow-ups is I do the Kaylee Cyber, the file box system. That's what works for me. So I will put their card on the day that their tracking number says it'll be there, and I follow up on the first day, and if they have any issues at all, I follow up on the second day as well. But if they don't have any issues, then I do the first week, I'll do day number 1 3, 5, and 7, just to make sure everything's going okay that first week. And then I usually push it out to a week after that. And then if everything's going okay, I'll usually do 2 weeks after that. And then I do monthly unless I need something.
What about you, Stacey? What do you think?
What?
Follow up.
My follow-up?
When?
Follow up day one, the day after they start. I follow up a week later. I follow up 3 weeks later, and I follow up the month after they enroll.
Yeah, so I think that basically we all pretty well do the same thing. The only thing that I will add to that, which is probably something that these two do as well, I would venture to say, is that at some point, like maybe week 3 or week 4 or the following month, if everything is still going really well and they're really happy with their products, then that is somebody that I would probably talk to about the business. Or at least talk to about referring people, because a happy customer is just a doorway to new people, to more people, to opening up that. So if they're a happy customer, some of the happiest customers are the best associates in the long run. So I just wanted to add that too. I'm sure that these two do that as well, but I just wanted to add that portion. What is everyone using for their yard sale posts? I went to Facebook Prison, completely disappeared about 8 months ago, and I have been petrified to post again, but it was the best way. I was getting new customers. What is everyone posting and not getting banned?
Quit posting in yard sale sites and work your interest groups if you're scared to work the cold market. You need to build relationships, and that's what network marketing is all about, is building relationships. And if you're not building those, you're not going to build a sustainable team. So working your interest groups in that situation will help you build relationships with people who you found in a cold market. Does that make sense?
I watched a live on Amber Voigt the other day, which she always has really good information, I think. But she talked about you need to make the post in interest groups. Don't just like the post or comment on the post. You need to be making the post. And, you know, everybody wants to share their opinion and, you know, what they think is best. So she said that she will keep it all in a notebook. So her biggest things are, like, she'll get in a keto group and ask what the best keto meatloaf recipe is. And she goes, I know I can Google it, but I'm going to get people to respond to me. Or homeschooling curriculums. And she said one of her biggest sellers came from one of those groups, and she made a note when the lady told her what curriculum she used. She was like, it's awesome that you can stay home and homeschool. You know, what do you do? And she said, well, I have to work to fund my daughter's dance. She said, but other than that, I'm able to stay home and homeschool my kids. Well, they had built a relationship up over, you know, the next few months. And then the lady came to her and said, you know, my daughter is always so mad because I have to work during her dance recitals. But she said, I have to work for her to go to dance. And she was like, I don't know what to do. So Amber said she had the notebook and made the note, you know, that she had worked for her daughter. And so she told her about the business, and the lady's like, I can't do that. So then Amber let it go. And the next day she went back to, like, you know, when I asked for a curriculum, you asked, or you told me what curriculum you were using. She goes, but you say that you can't do this. She goes, I do the same thing. I just share with people. If they want it, that's fine. If they don't, that's fine. And she said, that's all I do. And she said, I really think we can work together and make this work for you. And she said that lady became one of our biggest, you know, distributors ever.
Yeah, and I love that. Not that I dislike working the cold market yard sale sites. You just have to do it so much more carefully than we did at one time. But as far as interest groups goes, just a few ideas. Like, so when I got a new puppy, I got an Aussie Doodle puppy this summer. I already knew what I wanted to name her, but I just joined a bunch of Aussie Doodle groups and put a picture of my puppy and asked everybody what to name her, and then started developing friendships from that. The other thing I did, this is something that you guys can either use yourselves if this becomes the case for you, or share with a downline member. But when I got pregnant with JoJo, I went and joined a bunch of groups of people that were having babies in October, in November, and September, because that's when I was having a baby, and I knew that all those people were going to want to lose weight around the same time I was going to want to lose weight. Now, Now, if you're not pregnant, don't go in there and try to infiltrate those groups and be salesy or spammy or anything. But if that tool or if that tip can help somebody, then share that with them, because I made lots and lots of relationships from that. I just genuinely, I mean, I had 9 months to build a relationship with those people, you know? So there was no rush, because I knew I could go in there and talk and those sorts of things. But I did have a post the other day that did really well. And when I said that you just have to do things differently now than you did before, you just have to go much slower, be, I guess, a little bit more cautious and a little bit more intriguing and interesting. It used to sort of just be that you could just slap a post up and everybody would respond and it would blow up. And it's just not that way anymore. And so let me see here. So I'm going to share my screen here just really quickly. With you guys, I did this post in a yard sale site about an hour south of where we live, and it literally just says looking for 5 to 10 people that want to lose 10 to 50 pounds in the next 6 months, which is super tangible because it's 10 to 50 pounds, so anywhere in that range. Comment below how much you'd like to lose, and then I'm seeing that I still have people that I need to go send friend requests to. So I did this post in 3 yard sale groups, and just that day alone, between those 3 yard sale groups, I got I think 15 new friends added to the group and sold 2 trial packs. So it still can be done, but the key here is I didn't go post in 15 yard sale groups like we used to. I went and posted in 3 yard sale groups, and I just happened to post something that was hot that day, if you will. And that's just like any kind of advertising. I think that most people would tell you. I was listening to somebody say a training where somebody was saying that, I think it was Todd Falcone. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He was saying that he has a guy that does like truly like traditional advertising still, and he sends out like card pamphlets. And I think it was something like he sent out 10,000 of them, and for every 10,000 he'd probably get like 100 really hot, really good, really interested people. Now, like, think about the ratio in that percentage, and if you think about that, it relays over into what we're doing. It's all about finding the right person at the right time, looking for the thing, so one day you could post something and absolutely get nothing, and then 2 days later post something very, very similar and it blow up. It's just all about some timing, and it's like that no matter how you're trying to get business. So I want you guys to remember that no matter what you're doing across the board, it's like that. So I don't want you guys to think that like just because you try one thing one time and it doesn't work, or you're having a slow time, that it's never ever going to work. So
And it takes a long time for one person who wants to sell and build underneath you. You can enroll 90 people. None of those 90 people, maybe 3 people want to sell and build a business. I mean, it's not something that everyone wants to do. We're in this for the long haul. We love what we do. We love this business. And you have to find those people who love the business equally. And if you're not teaching them the right skills to love the business, then they're never going to learn how to love the business. For those people who have that little bit of network marketing inside them.
yeah. And that's a great tip too, Lynette. Like, if those interest groups that you are allowed in allow you guys to post things like, is anybody interested in my weight loss support group, then by all means, but make sure you read the rules, because that's like the fastest way to get kicked out if they don't allow that stuff. But if they do, then I think that's incredible. I really think that's awesome. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna read through this.
And I want to say too, we talk a lot about interest groups and cold market groups. And if you are posting cold market, do not use the marketplace. Use the discussion tab. Also, make sure you are not over posting and not just like crazy posting. If you're in interest groups and you're using interest groups, don't tell me you don't have interest groups, because I hear that a lot. Nobody has them. You do. You have all kinds of interests. You're a mom, you're a grandma, you're an aunt, you're a husband, you're a wife, you're a sister, you know, you have all kinds of interests. Do you like to cook? Do you like to clean? Do you like fruit? Do you like snow? Do you like sledding? I mean, there's just so many different things. There's so many different groups. There's billions and billions of Facebook groups between cold market and interest groups. There's something for everyone to find what works best for you.
Yeah. And Karen, as far as finding groups, if it's interest groups, then you definitely want to go up to the search tab and search whatever the interest that you're looking for specifically is. And if you need me to show you that, I can share my screen and show that really quickly. But as far as garage sale sites itself, get Google Maps and pull up a map, pick a state and find a county, and then go in the search tab and find that county in that state, and then go to another one and go to another one. Another way that I like to do that I've used before is to like pick a color, like blue county, and search like blue county sale, blue county buy, sell, or trade, green county buy, sell, or trade. Like pick a color, pick a whatever it is, pick a word. I like to do no rules yard sale, no rules swap shop, no rules buy, sell, or trade. Just get creative, and then it's gonna pop up with groups that are not like specific to your state too, is what I'm trying to say. I also want to show you guys something else, the way that Facebook works in regards to finding new Facebook groups. It just depends on, I guess, what you're trying to accomplish. Obviously, we don't want, you know, if you're in a group, whether it be a garage sale site or an interest group, and the purpose is to find new people to connect with, then maybe being in groups with like tons and tons of other True Vision associates is not super effective. So let's just say you search no rules yard sale up here at the top. What Facebook is going to do, because Facebook is all about connecting people, is it's going to show you the groups that the most of your friends are in first. So it's going to show you like these here. I've already joined, obviously. But if I go over here to the groups tab, it's going to show me the groups I've joined. But then groups like this here are probably groups that most of my friends are in, because it wants to connect with people. That's just the way it works. So the further down you scroll on the list, the more likely you are to find a group that not 10 million True Vision associates are in. And that's true for interest groups as well, because it wants to connect you again. So that goes across the board. If you're using groups in any manner, then I would encourage you to at least make an effort to find groups that tons and tons of True Vision associates are not in. The other thing you can do is you can get ideas from this list. You could say, okay, so this one here is by township. So you could take that and go search for townships up here. You know, go search no rules township yard sale. Just get creative. Like that's literally all it takes.
When I first began, I would get my atlas out and I would open it up, point to a town, just close my eyes and point, and I'd find a town. I would search that town. I would search that town's sell sites. I would search sales, trade, barter, bargain. There's so many different words you can use. And then I would go to the next town out closer to it, and, you know, bigger and bigger, and I'd just like, keep extending my search, and then I'd go to the county. I mean, you can do that all over the place. You can do that in all of the countries that we sell in. You can do that in all of the states. I mean, there's so much of a wide opportunity for you to be able to find new groups to post in every single day, new groups to make conversation with, new groups to make, you know, new friends with. You just have to be creative. And if you're not getting creative, then you're not going to find the groups.
Yep. Okay. The other, like another really quick, like hot tip of the day is before you go posting in any of those groups, whether it's an interest group or a yard sale cold market post, go in there and comment on people's stuff. I know I've said this before, but there's always new people on here that haven't heard it, so I want to make sure I'm repeating it. Go in there and interact with people. That's, again, for yard sale, cold market posts, ad type posts, or the interest group type posts. Just do it. Just take my word for it and go do it. And I think that you will be shocked at the difference it makes. I don't care if you go post on something that you're interested in, something they're selling, even if you're not interested in something, you just don't have to respond, but just go interact in some manner, and it will make a huge difference. Okay, so we've talked about that for a minute. So let's see what other questions we have here. Okay, can you talk about the integrity of the customer group? Yeah, so I know that Colleen briefly touched on this on her call a couple weeks ago, I guess it was now, but allowing people to feel special and to feel loved on and to feel that you really genuinely care is so massively important. You know, this is how I always try to get people to understand. Let's just say that you are so unhappy with the way that you look and you're just miserable, and then you go and you lose 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds, and you share a picture of yourself, a before and after, or an update picture, and you get 2 comments. I feel like most of us could agree that that would be extremely discouraging to the excitement that we were feeling. So making sure that every single post, you know, it is just golden when we get people that are willing to share their journeys, because sometimes we have to practically drag that out of people, and the ones that we don't have to drag that out of, we want to make sure that we are making them feel as special as they are, and as loved as they are, and as important as they are, and that we truly are excited for them. And that just takes 10 seconds. You know, if every couple of hours, couple times a day, you just scroll through your customer group and just make sure that you've commented on everything, and that you've cheered people on. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't take any time just to be a good human. So make sure that we're making those people feel really special and really cared for.
And not just going in and saying, congratulations, yay, great, fantastic, you look good. Go in there and actually give them great compliments. And I have noticed since doing that in our customer group, things have changed. A lot of people are posting and they're more confident and they're more comfortable posting. So, you know, things like that need to, you know, that will help a lot in your customer group.
Yeah, you know, even if it's something like a little bit funny, because the other day somebody posted that they sized down on their, I don't remember what it was, like Victoria's Secret yoga pants or Victoria's Secret hoodie or something, and I was like, girl, pick you up some new panties for your new skinny butt or something, and it made them laugh. And like, it's just things like that that make them feel like there's a bond there when you start to interact with people in that way. I think it's super.
Can I share something if I can find it?
Yeah.
I want to share what Alli said today because it was really awesome.
Somebody is unmuted and I can't tell who it is. Faith, did you have a question? I'm going to mute.
Okay, Elisa posted something and I want to read it to you if you guys aren't following her, if you're not friends with her, if I can find it. Okay, this is something that I think is really important to understand as well. And this is what she wrote. It's so easy to look at someone's social media life, meaning in most cases, you only see the fun, happy stuff and think, wow, look at that life. I'm here to tell you, the people in the winning phase went through hell to get there. They don't post the mess ups, the heartbreaks, the friendships lost, the failed marriages, struggles with fertility, parenting trials, sickness, or whatever hell looks like to you. Stop shaming people for success. Instead, sit back for them, take notes, build yourself up, set bigger goals. find a cheering squad and know that your winning season will come too. And I really love that, because I see so many people on their Facebook walls, and it goes back to being Facebook being your storefront. And then I scroll through Facebook and I see a lot of people that are struggling, and their Facebook walls are pure complaints and smut and cuss words and just ridiculousness. And you're in a social media marketing network, and you want people to follow you. You want people to resonate with you. You want to be yourself, but you also want to keep complaints and most complaints just to a minimum, and not completely post that all of the time. And you will start seeing a difference in your atmosphere and the people that resonate with you. So I really like that, what she wrote today, and I wanted to share it with you all. And if you get a chance, go through your Facebook, go through your wall, see if there's anything you need to delete. If you have negativity and you have constant negativity on your wall, and just memes and politics and just stuff that people will unfollow you for or not be your friend for, I would go through and delete it. And I know we say this quite often, but we see a lot of stuff. We're friends with a lot of True Vision associates, and we see a lot of stuff on Facebook walls as we're scrolling, and we are constantly scrolling. I mean, there's hardly a time you ever see us without phones in our hands. We are constantly working and constantly scrolling.
Yeah. Lynette said how much time each day do you spend in groups? Not much, honestly.
No.
I mean, it really doesn't take that long. No matter what you're doing, whether it's ad posting or just going, the thing about the interest groups especially is there is such a thing as having too many. And that can be really, really overwhelming. So what I like to do is pick the things that definitely are the most interesting to me, the things that I love the most, which would be like the group with the other moms that have kids that are my age, the dog groups, my poodle or my golden doodle and my Aussie doodle groups, and just pick like 2 to 3 groups that are super active, that are super, that you have a lot that you can interact with people on, and just stick to those. If at any point those bore you or turns into something that you don't want to be a part of, then there's millions of others that you can join. But my personal opinion is, if you're working an interest group, just to pick a handful at most, and really be involved in that group, and go that method. So it really doesn't take long. I mean, however long it takes you to post an ad, however long it takes you to do some interacting you have to do this every single day. So it does take time, but the majority of your time should be spent on conversations in your messenger or on the phone or however you choose to do it. And the time consuming part is getting people from the yard sale site and into messages and into your group and that sort of thing. So
it is, and it's time consuming for sure, but it's all worth it in the end.
Mm-hmm. Is there a method to your madness? Like, do you post in groups A, B, C, and D? No. As far as interest groups, I already gave my tip on that. But I think, is Lindsay Craig still on here? Lindsay.
Yes.
Hi.
I'm here. What were you saying?
So somebody asked if there was a method to the madness for posting, and if there's any way that anybody keeps track of that. If I'm not wrong, don't you have some sort of method that you use to keep track of how you choose what yard sales you post in?
Okay, so with my yard sales, what I did is I go to Facebook. It's easiest to do on a computer. I don't know how in the world you do it on a phone, but you go to your groups and you basically just select and drag until you're at the end, and then you copy it over to a Word document. And I put mine in columns, and then I print it out and I color code it. And then I use sticky notes to keep track of where I am at my list. That keeps you from posting in the same yard sales all the time. It keeps your list fresh. And then as I add new lists or new yard sale groups, I have my notebook that I take everywhere with me. I write down all of my yard sales that I add in the back of that notebook in a list. That way, because I'm constantly adding more yard sales. So that's the way I keep track of it. And then I do exactly like you said about the, I get a map, or I will get on Google and search, I'll type in counties of Illinois or whatever. And then I'll just pick a county, put it in search, and then hit group. And then, yes, the first group that it does show you, that is huge, huge, huge. And that is why so many groups get flooded with the associates so much, is that is the first group that Facebook is going to show you, is all the ones that you have in common with people or that your friends are in. So you always want to try to, you know, weed out your groups and make sure you're in good groups. And the number of people that are in the group doesn't matter. You can get a group with 200 people and you're more likely to hit than you are with a group of 30,000 people. So that's my 2 cents.
Thanks, Lindsay. We had to do some engineering over here to get, we were freezing, so we had to move over by the fire because it was cold, cold, cold. So yeah, I knew Lindsay had a system, so that's how she does it. Does anybody else have any tips on that? Because that may help some people. Here, can you see? Sorry, I was just trying to scroll through the questions. Tanya's here. Tanya, where are you?
Tell them to jump into the creek.
Maybe.
No, I'm talking army recruiting here.
Oh, maybe she left us. Tanya, where are you? Are you hiding? Unmute yourself.
I'm not, but I have a little tip.
You're cutting out really bad, but okay.
Who was
Can you hear
that?
me?
Alicia Williams.
There she is.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
I was just gonna say that on top of piggybacking on the Lindsay stuff, if you're in yard sale groups, just make sure that you're checking those yard sale groups too. Like go back 10, 12 hours and see if anybody else has posted on anything, as far as posting into that yard sale group, because you don't want to post on top of somebody else's because you don't want that done to you.
Meow. He likes what you're saying.
No, he wants water. Okay.
Oh my God. That's awesome. I love it. Okay. That's way better than like the dogs that like yap really, really super loud. Are you videotaping us? It's a funny way to hold your phone.
Funny way to show it.
Don't close it there.
I tend to get lost in the group. Yeah, you got to be careful with that one. It's super easy to get lost in there and spend way too much time and just feel like you've gotten stuff done, but have not really gotten much done. So what I like to do, and I shared this tip with somebody else not that long ago, and I think that it was really helpful for them, is I have in the past, like if I know I have a lot to do that day or I have a lot I want to do that day, and I know that I need to stay focused, I will set a timer on my phone and like literally watch the time tick down. So if I have 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and that's how long I have to get X amount of things done, whether it be get ads placed, interact with interest groups, respond to messages, whatever my list of things is, set a timer for yourself, even if it's a kitchen timer, and like watch that thing. Nothing's more offensive than that thing where it goes brrr every single time it goes off. You guys know what I'm talking about? Those kitchen timers? Brrr. So, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Set yourself a timer for this is when I have to do this, and you will be shocked at how efficient, effective, and how fast you get things done when you're watching literally the minutes tick away. My husband just shared one political post that visited 2 customers. He's not allowed to share his political views now. Funny. So how do you know how much to skip through? I don't know what that means. Everyday connections are important. I had a shoulder procedure, so I need to go to Grey Coops every other day for wash and dry. Cool. Yeah. I like that. That's a good tip, Tabitha, as well. You have quads, as in quads? How many kids is that? 4?
Huh?
Somebody said you should hear the noise here. I have quads that will be 5
Oh
on
my
Friday.
gosh.
God bless you.
I'm sorry for you. No, I don't.
That's
I love it.
awesome.
Yes, it's awesome. I bet you're nuts.
No, that's offensive. Oh,
Ask her what?
Jonathan wants to know how old you were when you had them. Kim.
I heard a story about a 22-year-old girl who had, she's like in Evansville or something like that. She has
42.
She's 4. What?
She's a trooper.
Oh my goodness, you are.
Whoa.
Bless your heart.
That's amazing. That's a curling team.
Anyway, she had 2 sets of identical twins that were 2 years old, and she just had 2 more identical twins.
Well, Elisa has that Ashley on her team that has 2 sets of twins.
Faith has 2 sets of twins.
Whoa. My mom was 44 when she had me, but there was just one of me, and she's very thankful for that.
All 4 identical? Oh, how you dress them? You dress them each. This is your color. This is your color.
I wasn't trying to
This
have
is your
one.
color.
That's amazing. Dress them all like that's what I'm saying. I think I would have had to put them all in colors so I know which one is which.
Oh, blue. Today's your day.
Yes.
She literally hit that. She's all the hit that associate.
Talk about an activity log. That's right.
That's how it was for us.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
True that. Okay, what other questions do we have? About 15 minutes left. What else do we have that we can answer or help you with? Anything else we can expand on a little bit further? Google, how do you say that?
Hey, Alli.
Yeah.
I meant like tell people about the activity log. Like make sure that everyone knows that they have an activity log on their Facebook. So no matter what you do on Facebook, you can track it and you can find everything. No matter if you just like it, comment on it. If you don't know where your activity log is, I don't even know how you're doing this because I am constantly using mine. My Facebook does not notify me of when I add friends and when people accept my friend request. And that's how I also go back to view my groups to make sure that maybe I didn't miss a notification that my Facebook decided not to tell me about. But it's under your settings, and then it's called the activity log. So you definitely want to be utilizing that. I'm done.
Thank you. That's super helpful too. Okay, so there's 3 people with their hands raised, and I can't tell if it's on purpose or an accident. So Faye Walker, Shelly Roxburgh, and Brandy Irwin all have your hands raised. So if you have a question, you could unmute and ask it. If it was an accident, I'll just lower your hands and just forget about it. Debbie Johnson. Did you see what she said? Jonathan literally just asked, can other people see my activity log?
It's like that. Okay. So you heard it.
That's how we heard it.
That's what I thought you were saying. That's how I interpreted what you were saying.
So is Elisa and Alicia home?
I don't know.
They
Elisa,
gotta be moving.
Alicia, are you guys here?
They were earlier.
Now, I know this is not the regular power hour that we normally do, but make sure you have gone and done your normal things for the day, your birthdays, posting your 3x3, commenting, posting in your interest groups. So make sure you're getting your normal things done, your follow-ups.
Annette, I see you. Are you here? Can you hear me?
You just lost your room.
Where is she? She just disappeared. Debbie Johnson says that we we all need to say a prayer for Dorita. My Lindsay said that, not Debbie. But Debbie says we need to hear a Jonathan tip of the day. Don't eat yellow snow.
Yes.
Did you find us a place to eat?
Never had a burger.
Jonathan tip of the day. What did you just say?
Never had a burger. When Elisa, Kaylee, and Alicia tell you they're on their way, don't believe them.
Oh my goodness. Give us a real tip.
Something that helped me in the beginning, I used to practice with my associates on closing a deal. And it sounds crazy, but it's true. Like, ask questions, hard questions, and have them ask them to you, and get really good at giving your response.
But what you would like role play? Did you guys hear him? Debbie says that's lame. Try again. Second tip of the day.
I really like that. I really like role playing and that, learning how to completely get comfortable answering your customers. Because if you're comfortable answering your customers, they are going to be comfortable signing up with you and enrolling with you as their coach.
You don't want it to sound like a robot, and if it sounds rehearsed, then you're not going to get that sale.
Right.
Most likely. So if it's thought out in advance and you've done it over and over, it comes natural.
Okay, they said they can't hear you. I'll relay it.
Yeah.
He basically says one of the things that he did in the beginning was essentially role playing, where you got somebody that you trusted or you worked with your associate or upline, downline, whatever it may be, and role play out a sale. Ask the questions. I mean, you guys know what you get asked all the time. Ask the questions we get asked all the time so that it doesn't sound rehearsed, so that somebody can be brutally honest with you and tell you what they think about that, and know what you want to say when those questions come up.
I did this thing with my team once, and I had them ask us all of the hard questions that they got. And believe it or not, there's not that many. I would say 85% of the questions are going to be less than 20. Does that make any sense? Like 85% of the time you're going to get the 20 same questions. And so if you do practice that a lot, then you won't be stumped or look like an idiot. But if you are stumped, don't try to make up an answer. Just honestly, nobody expects everyone to be a superhuman. Just say, hey, great question. Let me get back to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it gives you an excuse to get back with them.
You know, I mean, so like, if you think about it, like, what are going to be the hard question, or what are going to be the questions? They're going to be, what's the price?
Right.
How does it work? Every once in a while, you'll get a crazy one in there. Don't get me wrong. There was some stuff the other day that was asked that I was like, can you find out why she's asking that? Because this has been almost 4 years for me, and I'm like, I've never been asked these questions before.
Yeah, I've had that a couple times this week too.
And you know, there'll be questions like that are a little bit tougher too, like, is this product FDA approved? And the answer is simple. The FDA doesn't approve supplements. They're Food and Drug Administration. So Flintstone vitamins aren't FDA approved. So the sooner that you can get better at that rebuttal, that back and forth of being able to naturally answer the questions, the more
You know what would
effective.
be awesome, Alli? A lot of people submit their most asked questions that they don't know. And let's make a list of the top 20 or 30 and have,
I think that's awesome.
That's a really great idea.
because then we could actually laminate it, keep it beside you, or whatever the one.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So let's do that actually. You can send it to my email and we'll go over it. And then if we have time this week while we're all here together, then we can do it another like pop-up power hour, or we can plan another one in the future. So email me your most frequently asked questions and we will answer them for you the way that we would answer them, the way that we would recommend answering them. So my email is Alli, A-L-L-I, Carlson, C-A-R-L-S-O-N 1@gmail. So you can email those to me, and that'll be a fun thing to do that we can do. And I will type it in the chat as well. Oops, I just sent that to somebody privately. Oopsie, oopsie. My contacts are getting dry. Did I say what I wanted to say? My contacts are so dry. I can't
Mine's
see.
really dry too. It does say that.
Okay. Let's see, we've got about 7 minutes. At first, Debbie thought your answer was lame, and then now she says it's Bristol Gold. So you just needed to get there with the answer. Bristol Gold, don't inflate his ego. If I get stumped, I just tell them the truth. Absolutely, Michelle, that's the best answer. Let me get back to you. Let me share my experience with you. All of that stuff.
Tell Kim, have her brother double up on the blue pills, definitely.
Okay, hang on, let me get there. I'm not there yet.
Sugar.
Working your customer group or even watching how other leaders, yeah, definitely the best way is hands-on training. Like we had to learn as we went. So don't not answer questions or not do something, because now there's so many resources. There's us, there's the website, there's probably tons of information in your customer group. There's, I mean, there's just endless sources of information. Just asking. My brother has sugar. I have not yet convinced him to try True Vision. Any suggestions? So Kim, I do have a suggestion on this. John said to have him double up on blues. If you get him started, take more blues. But as far as like tips on getting him started, I share this in my new associate launch training every time I do it, and it is just the God's honest truth. The best and the easiest way to get somebody to join you, especially if they are a skeptic, is to share other people's stories with them. And it's just that simple. This is my customer so-and-so. He shares that same ailment. Look at what it's done for him. Look at his A1C numbers. Look at how much weight he's lost, how much better he's feeling, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Look at this testimony. Look at this testimony. And then just keep showing them. I mean, you don't have to push. You don't have to be that person, you know, that like everybody runs away from, but share testimonies, the absolute best. Like, we're not in the business of convincing. I say this every time I do a new associate call, but it's absolutely the truth. We don't want to beg, borrow, or steal for sales. We don't want to force somebody into it. If they're not ready to take the pills, they're probably not going to be dedicated to them in the first place. So I would absolutely just share with them what they need to see to be able to see what the products are going to do for them. Because at the end of the day, that's what's holding them back, is the lack of belief in what the products are going to do for them. So, okay, here. Blue pills ASAP. I cannot keep up with this chat.
He's taking shots. He's got type 1. Nice.
Close. Wow, that's amazing, Stephanie. That's incredible. Okay, this chat just keeps jumping around on me. Is driving me bananas. Yeah, I don't know, but I will find out for you. Absolutely that's a perfectly acceptable answer. I'd rather somebody tell me, like, if I'm asking a question about anything, I don't care whether it's a product, a pair of shoes, a car, I don't care what it is that I'm asking about. I would much rather somebody tell me, I don't know that answer, but let me grab my manager, let me call my friend, let me call my upline, let me call customer service, I don't know, whoever it is, and I'll get the answer for you. I'd much rather that answer than to tell me something that they were guessing at or that was just flat out wrong. And I think that most people have that frame of mind. Okay, back to, oh my goodness, this chat is driving me crazy. Oh, okay, those are testimonies. So right there, Kim, I think that's who asked that original question, are some great examples that you could share and show him. New associate training, what does that look like? So this is just something I personally do for myself and my team. Everybody does it a little bit differently, but I can share with you what I do. And I didn't start doing this until I got to the 6-star level. So I'm going to preface this by saying that I don't think it's necessary until you get to a certain level to do huge company, like team-wide calls the way that I do it, but it definitely wouldn't hurt to come up with some system if you don't already have one. Probably there is one for your team, I don't know, but what I do is I do a Zoom call. It takes about an hour. I walk them through very, very, very simple concepts for starting and launching your business, and break each of those down. And literally it's things like do a launch post, start talking about your journey, make a list, contact that list, here's how to collect an order, here's how to take good care, start getting into the habit of taking good care of people, here's what your first goal should be. I mean, it's really very simple, but it's simple concepts broken down in a method that takes, like I said, takes about 45 minutes to get through my presentation, and then I do about 15 minutes of questions. So that's just what I do personally. So anyway, and I have a PowerPoint presentation, and then I like walk them. I do a Zoom where I share my screen and do a PowerPoint presentation. So that's just how I do it. Okay. Oh, this is a good one for you, Stacey, I feel like. So the question is, I have several people who have said they can't take True because of the pepper or other ingredients that cause their heart to race or are allergic to. What do you say to them when they shoot down every answer you give them? Goodbye. Next.
Pretty much. I mean, the only thing you can do is send them an ingredients list and send them to their doctor or their pharmacist. I mean, arguing with somebody and no matter what, going back and forth is going to get you nowhere. They're always going to be right in their mind and you're always going to be wrong.
You just
And
said
no
that.
matter what you've
You
done, you've wasted
We share.
3 to 10 hours of your time on an associate or on a person who is never going to believe a word you say. So the only thing you can do is give them the ingredients, have them take them to the pharmacist, have them take them to their doctor, and say, hey, can I take this? And that's really all you can do. And it makes no sense to sit and argue with and try to gain a customer doing it that way, because you're wasting time on a customer that's never going to be a business builder or a customer for very long, when you could be spending your time on people who really need your help.
That's exactly the great answer.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that need your help.
Yeah.
That want your help, and they might not be there yet.
Yeah.
Right.
And this, I mean, like, kind of is coming full circle on, we're not in the business of convincing, and all you can do is show them, tell them, share the stories, because that's what we're here to do. And then if it's constantly a no,
Well, legally, we can't make guarantees, and some people want you to guarantee
Right.
everything. We're not in that business. We're all different.
yeah. So if the answer is always no, then how much?
Next.
Yeah, next. How much more time could you?
Go
Are you
find
gonna?
your next rock star.
Yeah.
Exactly. How much more time are you going to waste on somebody when you could have been having 10 new conversations with people that do want your help? So at some point you have to let it go. With that being said, I don't knock those people off my friends list. I don't take them out of my customer group. I let them sit there. I mean, I still have, so I started this business in 2015, and I still have people that I contacted in 2015 that are just now ordering. It happens. It's going to happen. So,
You know, and a great answer too is was it Ray that talked about always act busy? I think, but you know what? I've got some people that's really waiting on me that I work with a lot. Make yourself look busy, and they'll come back to you.
Yeah.
But you're not in the business to convince anybody of anything or give them a guarantee. You're sharing your product. There's plenty of people that want it and that respect your time. So like you said, don't be rude, don't be ugly, don't be mean, just say next.
Yeah, and if you're like, I guess I teach this in my new associate launch training too, because when people are always so afraid when they start reaching out of the no. That's, I think, everybody's biggest fear. It's the thing that gets everybody the most discouraged. And so they're always so afraid of that. But I give them, I'm like, this is your foolproof bounce back, bulletproof. This is gonna make it way less scary. Is every time you have somebody that's like that, just say, hey, listen, it's fine. It's not for everybody, but do you know of anybody that might want to lose some weight? And just kind of skip over them. And in some ways, that itself is going to make them go, oh, I'm not the prize. I'm not that. Yeah, I'm not that important to her. She can find customers other way. You know what I mean? It's just some sort of a psychological, I'm going to miss out on something type of thing. So even if it's just a flat out no, or every excuse in the book kind of no, I would ask them for a referral. Even if they don't give you one, it just kind of puts you back in a position of power, I think.
It puts you back in that position and puts them into a different frame of mind.
Like that.
Yeah. So I know that we're over, but I want to just scroll up really quick and make sure that I didn't miss any questions, and I'm sorry for going over. Okay, I hate this chat. It bounces around like crazy and it drives me absolutely nuts. And maybe touching your sponsor. They may have the info on the associate training.
It's so good tonight.
I know, I'm so tired. Can you record one of your Zooms and share it? I have about 1 million recordings of my new associate launch training. So if you want it, I will send it to you.
So boring.
It's not boring. That will be gone. Go for no. Yeah, take it away from them. Absolutely. Mari says it's not boring at all, and she's been on every single one of them, I'm pretty sure. So you take it back right now.
That's what I play when I go to sleep at night. Like 5 minutes into Alli's training video, I'm snoring.
Oh my gosh.
It's like reading
I
the Bible.
hate him. Guys, he's being mean to me. Yeah, Darren's probably sleeping. We've only been up since, 1 o'clock in the morning. They're never boring, and I don't mind when they go over. Thank you. Okay, so we are almost 10 minutes over. Does anybody else have any other questions? And we're going to call it a night so that I know it's after 9 o'clock back home. I want to be respectful of everybody's time and your family's time and your business time. I have to stay in a house with this man, guys. Like, all weekend. Somebody's gonna get hurt.
Yeah, going up and down those stairs. At least if you fall down.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not seeing anything else come in. Thank you guys for spending your evening with us. Let's see. Tomorrow's power hour. I don't have my phone. I want to give you a time. Is it Randy? Randy, are you tomorrow? I know I saw him on here.
It is Randy Christopher.
Yay.
About 7 p.m.
Yep. Tomorrow night's mine.
Yay! Randy's tomorrow, so we're gonna get to hear from him tomorrow. And anyway, I'm excited. So I look forward to it, Randy. I look forward to seeing all you guys. And have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
I would like to jump inside that fireplace and